guys, it's that time of year. Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty sale event is going on now through April 1st. If you're not familiar, this is a sale where every day they have a handful of skincare and makeup products for 50% off. So it's a really great time to stock up. I'm going to be covering my top picks from the sale in today's video, as well as giving commentary on some of the things I think are not worth it and maybe not so good. Before I get into it though, I want to draw your attention to YouTube's new shop feature. It's a little shopping bag icon that should appear in the left lower aspect of your screen. If you tap on that shopping bag, it should show you all of the products that I'm talking about in today's video from Ulta, so you can see them without leaving the video. Isn't that cool? So definitely check it out. Now today is March 13th, and one product I wanted to talk about that is on sale today is the Lancome La Base Pro Face and Makeup Primer. The reason I want to talk about this is because I do get a lot of questions about the nuances of applying makeup primers with, over, under, sideways sunscreen. Makeup primer is intended to smooth the skin surface, making things more even so that your makeup goes on less cakey. And most makeup primers have silicones in them. Silicones do have a skin smoothing effect, a pore blurring effect, and this particular product is exactly that. Cyclopentasiloxane and dimethicone cross polymer. When it comes to putting makeup on over your sunscreen, there's always the risk that as the makeup goes on, it could potentially be taking off some of your sunscreen. And this type of product, this type of primer, is really no exception. The other thing I'll point out is that a lot of sunscreens are in a silicone base, so you may find that your sunscreen alone is a more than adequate makeup primer. A lot of sunscreens, some of which we're going to cover in today's video, work nicely as a makeup base. So I've never used this product, so I'm not necessarily recommending it. I'm just using it as a talking point. It's ordinarily $42. But it's going to be $21. All right, so this is actually a skincare product on March 14th that I've used and I recommend for some of you. It is the Teami Detox Mask. This is a clay mask. It's a kaolin clay mask. Kaolin helps absorb excess sebum from the surface of the skin and from within the pores. It will help subsequently allow for your skincare to go on more evenly, your makeup to go on more evenly, and if you have acne-prone skin, it can help in minimizing breakouts from excessive sebum on the surface of the skin that gets oxidized and triggers more acne. Now this particular product also has matcha tea extract in it, and matcha is packed with antioxidants that are anti-inflammatory, so that's also beneficial for acne. Now for those of you who have really oily skin, you're gonna like this, but if you have very dry skin, this might be too drying because it really dries down as it's drying down when you do the mask. It's great if you have a very shiny T-zone, you can just do it to that area. I personally really like it, but it's on the pricier side at $33, so this would be a great time to try it out if you've had your eye on it. Speaking of sunscreens that dual nicely as a makeup base, this is the Beekman 1802 Milk Primer SPF 35. Ordinarily $27 for 1 ounce. Now, I have used this, I've tried this product before, it was gifted to me, and for me personally, I did like this sunscreen. I thought it was nice, but it was not like $27 worth talking about because it didn't stand out from any other mineral sunscreen. It is a very nice base for your makeup, but in the drugstore, you can get less expensive zinc oxide fluid sunscreens. Like Cetaphil makes a very nice fluid mineral sunscreen that, in my opinion, is very similar to this. Maybe a little bit heavier on the cast, but very similar. This particular product from Beekman though, it has goat milk, which in theory is a natural source of lactic acid that can be very hydrating, have a skin softening effect. This also has honey, which has a variety of humectants in it. It's a zinc oxide only mineral sunscreen as well. There is a bit of a cast to this, but it's pretty sheer. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone, it's definitely gonna leave a cast. All that to say, when you factor in the sale, you're gonna end up getting it for $13.50, which isn't too bad for 1 ounce. You know, that's getting into the territory of what Neutrogena charges for their sunscreens. So it might be something that you've had your eye on, and it's a good daily mineral sunscreen. It's not water resistant though, so I wouldn't rely on this if you're going to be doing sport outdoors, if you're going to be participating in water-based activities, if you're going to be outside for a prolonged period of time, especially during peak humidity times, then you would want to have a water-resistant one. But otherwise, that's a really good one to actually try out. March 15th, Murad has a product I wanted to mention. Their Targeted Wrinkle Corrector. Murad is charging $79 for this. I don't think it's worth it, but it does have an ingredient that people frequently ask me about, acetyl hexapeptide 8, otherwise known as Botox in a bottle or argireline. Now, I have a whole video talking about argireline. This is a peptide that in theory could act like Botox, but it's gonna actually get down to the neuromuscular junction to act like Botox to relax and smooth out wrinkles. And there's no way it's doing that. But it does, there is some research to show that it does actually have a wrinkle smoothing effect, but that's likely because it's a peptide and peptides are hydrating, and hydrating ingredients smooth out fine lines simply by space filling. So as a reminder, that's how that works. If you want to try this ingredient though, go with The Ordinary's argireline and try it out that way. You don't need this whole product. You could just buy The Ordinary's argireline, use it underneath whatever moisturizer you're already using. All right, moving on, March 18th. Clinique's Dramatically Different Hydrating Jelly. If you like a gel moisturizer, keep your eye out for this one. It's ordinarily $32.50, so 50% off is going to be a great deal. This is a good moisturizer. This is a very good gel moisturizer. It has urea in it, which can soften rough skin texture and improve moisture content in the skin. Urea is part of your skin's natural moisturizing factors. This also has caffeine in it, an antioxidant that can help in diminishing the burden of oxidative stress upon exposure to environmental stressors. Caffeine also may improve redness temporarily. Algae extract packed with humectants, and it also has sodium hyaluronate. I find I particularly enjoy gel-based moisturizers in the summer when it's very hot and humid because they don't feel as heavy, making you overheat. They allow for better evaporation of sweat, depending on the formula overall, of course. March 20th is a product I've tried out, the Nudescreen Daily Mineral Veil SPF 30. Now, this is one where like I said, I've tried it out. It's a mineral tinted sunscreen, 5 shades you have to choose from. The reason I would not go for this ordinarily is that it's $36 for 1.69 ounces. And so to me, it's like, I think we can do better with drugstore tinted sunscreens. While this does give you a few more shades, it's like, to me, I don't know. Ever since I've discovered these new Neutrogena Pure Screen tinted mineral sunscreens, I see no reason to be plunking down $36 on the Nudescreen. However, with 50% off, you know, then it bears paying attention to because that starts to become a better deal. Now, this is a tinted mineral sunscreen, hydrating, not overly dewy, not overly shiny, but not painfully matte. Not like the e.l.f. Camo CC cream, which is like chalk on your face. I can't take that one. I mean, if you have really oily skin, you might like the e.l.f. one, but the Nudescreen is much nicer than that e.l.f. one. But it is on the pricey side, and it's not water resistant. Now with the sale, it becomes more affordable and may be of interest to you. So I wanted to draw your attention to that. It's a good product. It doesn't pill. It's a great base for makeup as well. So it's another one to consider. And you know, with these tinted sunscreens, the tint comes from iron oxides, which can also offer some protection against visible light that comes from the sun primarily and can contribute to early onset and more stubborn hyperpigmentation in deeper skin tones. March 21st, Beekman pops his head back up with his goat again. Beekman 1802 Milk Drops Ceramide Serum. I also have tried this, gifted to me, along with the sunscreen. $45, not worth buying in my opinion at a price point of $45 ordinarily, but it is a good product. What is in it? Willow bark extract, which is anti-inflammatory. As a side note, a lot of people ask me, is willow bark extract the same as salicylic acid? It's not. Salicylic acid, otherwise known as BHA, it does come from willow bark, but it's different. And salicylic acid is an exfoliant. If a product has willow bark extract in it, the willow bark extract is anti-inflammatory. It's not going to exfoliate your skin. This also has colostrum and goat milk and milk proteins in it, which in theory may be natural sources of lactic acid and moisturizing. And this has one of my favorite antioxidants, ubiquinone or CoQ10. Like I said, I've tried this out. It was not $45 good, but it was not bad. Personally, I find I prefer and see better results in terms of hydration with the Timeless CoQ10 serum that I use every morning. So I've stuck with that, but it is good. Oh, and it has ceramide in it too, which is helpful for the moisture barrier. So if you're wondering about it, it's not a bad product. It's good. It has benefit. You know, it has beneficial ingredients. It's hydrating, but it's not like $45 good. Now with the sale, you know, maybe it piques your interest. But personally, even with the sale, I would not buy this because I like, you know, I'm using the Timeless Q10 serum. The Timeless product for me is doing something that this might provide, but you know, I don't feel compelled to purchase it myself. Okay, on March 21st, you also have a product from First Aid Beauty, their KP Smoothing Body Lotion, which ordinarily is $28 for 6 ounces. Now, first of all, First Aid Beauty, I used to recommend a lot of their products, but they sold to some big conglomerate, I forget which one. And some of the products have changed, and so I'm always kind of hesitant about them because I got a bad sunscreen from them a couple of years ago that was like crystallized, and so that left me a little critical of them. But objectively, this product is pretty good. It has lactic acid, which can soften dry, rough, bumpy skin, like from keratosis pilaris. It also has urea, which again can soften and exfoliate that rough, bumpy stuff. It has licorice root, which is anti-inflammatory and helps calm down redness. So if you have keratosis pilaris that's red, it's called KP rubra, the licorice root might help calm some of that redness down. This has colloidal oatmeal in it, one of my favorite ingredients, packed with humectants, very hydrating, and a skin protectant. And it has ceramide, again, lipids naturally found in your skin, helpful for the moisture barrier. It has allantoin in it, which is also very moisturizing. It does have feverfew extract. Some people are allergic to that, so be aware of that. Most First Aid Beauty products do have feverfew extract in them. You know, for me personally, this is not one that when I'm talking about and doing videos on skin texture, rough and bumpy skin, KP, I don't often go to this because, you know, you've got things like amlactin, which has lactic acid in it. You've got so many good urea body moisturizers at the drugstore that, you know, it's kind of hard for me to recommend this one per se, at ordinarily being $28. But, you know, you may want to give it a try now that it's 50% off. March 22nd, you have Beauty Stat Universal, their Pro Bio Moisture Boost Cream. Now, I've tried a sample of this out, so I don't have much experience with it, but the sample that I tried was nice. Ordinarily, though, it's very expensive, $70 for 1.7 ounces. But objectively, it's a good moisturizer. It's a very basic, run-of-the-mill, fragrance-free moisturizer. It's not something I would heavily promote on here, though, because of the price point, and let's be honest, you can get something like this very easily at the drugstore for a fraction of the price. The ingredients are sodium hyaluronate, a humectant, pomegranate cereals. Those are antioxidants, they're anti-inflammatory. It also has mushroom extract packed with humectants. Objectively, it's a good moisturizer, but objectively, there are many good moisturizers. There's nothing about this that's begging $70 for the 1.7 ounces because, you know, you've got things like CeraVe moisturizing cream, Cetaphil moisturizing cream, much better value. March 25th, I need to talk about this because I'm sure I'll get some questions. IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream Illumination SPF 50. Now, this is a product that, like, I mean, I know these look good on the skin. The formulation, they look beautiful. However, the ingredients are potentially very irritating to people. I have never cared for the fact that this brand puts citrus peel oils in their sun care. Citrus peel oils can be photosensitizing. And yes, I know that, you know, in the cosmetic industry, they're filtering these things out and it shouldn't be a problem. But at the end of the day, they can be pretty irritating for the skin. And it's like, why put those in there? I guess, you know, antioxidants, who knows? I'm not a cosmetic chemist. But I have heard from a lot of you all that these CC creams from IT Cosmetics do end up aggravating your rosacea and sensitive skin. So I say skip these. Interestingly, I think this is a new addition in these. They have snail filtrate, which snail filtrate is a very good, in my opinion, ingredient. Rich in humectants, has been shown to be beneficial for healing, radiation dermatitis. Ordinarily, this is $44. So if you're someone who buys this, uses it, likes it, and is willing to accept the potential risk of contact dermatitis from the citrus peel oils, this is the time to get it, because you can be getting it for $22 on March 25th instead of $44. March 27th, I need to point this product out because I've seen people on good old TikTok, you don't stop, talking about the Peter Thomas Roth FirmX Peeling Gel, $49. This is a fruit enzyme peel that also has bergamot fruit water in it. Bergamot fruit is a citrus fruit that can be photosensitizing. This is one where it's like these types of products, you know, if you're someone who doesn't regularly do skincare, you may be impressed by how this performs. But if you're routinely washing your face, moisturizing, this should really just not be necessary and increase the risk of irritation with not only the bergamot fruit water, but the pineapple fruit extract can be pretty irritating depending on how it's formulated. I say pass. It's ordinarily $49, close to $50. I would not pay $25 for it on sale. Now, that same day, March 27th, Shiseido has their Ultimate Sun Protection SPF 50 lotion. Over the years, I've tried this numerous times via samples that I've gotten. It doesn't do it for me. It's a chemical sunscreen, cool. It does have fragrance, so I like to avoid fragrance in sunscreens in particular, so there's that. And it is tinted, but the tint is not going to work out so well for everyone. It's kind of a peachy pink tint. It ends up blending in pretty much sheer. It also has some antioxidants in it. It's ordinarily $50, which is too steep for me. I mean, there's not much about this to me in terms of how it wears, feels, looks, to differentiate it from, say, like Banana Boat, okay? I'm not gonna pay $50 for a scented chemical sunscreen ordinarily. Let me know though in the comments, if this is your holy grail, then get it on sale. All right, March 28th, this is a product I don't recommend, but I wanna talk about it. It's a Grande Brow. This is ordinarily $73. The reason I don't recommend this is it's one of those products. They also have the lash growth serum as well, intended to grow the brow hairs. It has a prostaglandin analog, isopropyl chlorprostinate. Now, a side effect of these can be hyperpigmentation, so that's why I don't recommend them. It can cause hyperpigmentation and a lot of irritation, so I don't recommend them. They do have potential to work for growing your brows, so I wouldn't completely dismiss them in that regard. But if you are actually dealing with brow loss, especially if it's new onset, bring it to the attention of your healthcare provider. It may be a manifestation of an underlying medical condition like a thyroid disorder. You can also see brow thinning with eczema. All that to say, like, it wouldn't surprise me if this worked for growing brows, but I wouldn't want to take on the risk of hyperpigmentation as a possible side effect or irritation. Check out my recent video all about prostaglandin analogs causing fat loss around the eyes. Now that's very unlikely with a product like this, but it is a remote possibility, I suppose. March 29th, Exuviance's AP Performance Peel, $89 ordinarily. It's a great product. This product works well. I've used it numerous times. What it is a hydroxy acid peel that you do 1 to 2 times a week. And it has alpha hydroxy acids and polyhydroxy acids. So it's going to help smooth out the skin surface. It's very beneficial for improving hyperpigmentation. If you have some sunspots, maybe you got too much sun on vacation and you have some discoloration that you're looking to improve the appearance of, this can really help. In the box, you get a 6-week supply worth. This really does work, and it does help smooth out the skin surface, brighten up the skin, help with evening out skin tone, and ultimately allowing for your skincare products to go on more evenly, penetrate better. I really liked this. I've done it a handful of times. It's very gentle. It's not the kind of thing that causes a lot of irritation. I have a whole video, as a side note, showing you how to use it and documenting like my experience with it. So check that video out. But that's a great product. On that same day, Clinique's Moisture Surge Broad Spectrum SPF 25 Tinted Moisturizer. This is ordinarily $42. Comes in 7 shades. I have tried this. It's very heavy. It's very thick, it's very heavy, not much to my liking. It's a chemical sunscreen, so there's no cast, it's not chalky. It is tinted, so you get the benefit of the iron oxides for visible light protection perhaps. But I didn't care for the consistency of it. I thought it was a little too heavy for my liking. And if you have very sensitive skin, heavy moisturizers can sometimes make you feel flushed. They can make you feel overheated. And to me, that's how this one was. If you have rosacea, you may already be sensitive to chemical sunscreens. They may make you flush. So I would say pass on this. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it because that's one that you guys might be interested in. And then on April Fool's Day, April 1st, Lancome's Idole mascara, both the waterproof and the non-waterproof ones. Those are ordinarily $30, so you can get them for $15. I tried these mascaras out a couple of years ago and I really ended up liking them, but I didn't like them enough to buy them to pay $30 every 3 months. I replace my mascara every 3 months, so $30 every 3 months is, if that's the price, I'm gonna look elsewhere. But at $15, that may be more to your liking. And objectively, this ended up being a good mascara in my opinion. Let me know. I remember when I was using it, a lot of you guys said it was your holy grail. So I definitely wanted to draw your attention to the fact that you can get it for half off, so why not? All right, y'all, that's a roundup of my picks for this year's Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale event. Some of these actually have become competitive with the prices of stuff in the drugstore. With inflation, a lot of drugstore brands are getting so expensive that this sale is making the drugstore look like Saks Fifth Avenue. On the end slate, I'm going to link my very recent video shopping in my Ulta. I have an Ulta and my Target, which is really cool. So I went into Ulta, I did a shop with me video, so definitely check that one out next if you are an Ulta shopper. I go through a lot of other products in that video, so check that one out next. But if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.